image of a pot of boiling water on the stove when you turn up the heat. At first it just simmers, it bubbles, but then slowly the heat builds and the steam rises and the pressure builds. And then one day it all boils over. That's kind of what anxiety feels like in midlife for women. And if you've been snapping or spiraling or struggling to sleep, this might be one of the reasons why. So that steam can be like snapping when someone has some small request for you, or the steam builds when you're lying awake at 3 a.m., replaying everything left undone from yesterday and things that need to be done today. All of it is just the steam. The steam is your body saying, I'm maxed out. The steam might feel like that tight throat feeling or tightness in your chest, or feeling like your heart's racing when you know you're in a calm environment. And look, it all might be coming from things like caring for everybody, whether it's your kids or your parents and what you need to do in your profession. It all begins to kind of build up, and that's the heat underneath the pot. And this isn't surface level stress. A lot of this in midlife can involve your identity shifting, your body's changing, and all of that sort of stuff can build that steam more and more. And you're trying to stay strong for everyone, but juggling too much turns up the heat more. Whether you're launching your kids into adulthood or work's got deadlines, it's just the accumulative load that builds that heat more and more and more. And often women in midlife come in to talk to me in therapy because of the steam, because of the problems there that is increasing the steam, because it's starting to affect how they're living their lives or their relationships, all of those things. But ultimately, it's really important to start looking at what's building that steam, what's underneath, what's the fire underneath, and beginning to start to name it shifts from self-blame to self-compassion. Awareness helps. Naming it helps, but sometimes it's not quite enough. And sometimes in traditional talk therapy, it's not quite enough. That's where EMDR and Brainspotting come in. They help your nervous system process what's talking alone sometimes can't reach. With EMDR, your brain begins to rewire those emotional wounds so those old triggers stop setting off alarm bells. And with Brainspotting, your body leads the way. So you start to release some of that anxiety. You start to process some of the heat underneath the pot. And women who have used this technique often are really surprised at how light and peaceful they feel. Look, you're not broken. You're overheated and you deserve relief. Even small shifts like saying no or taking 30 minutes to pause before you respond to that text message, or saying thank you but no thank you to a request. It's time for you to show up for you, and it's okay to gently say no. If you're in Texas and this resonates with you, I invite you to visit my website at KeelyRodriguezTherapy.com and schedule a free 30-minute video consultation. It's a chance for us to talk about what's bringing you into therapy, what questions you may have about therapy, and how I may be able to help you or connect you with someone who can. Look, you don't have to keep holding this alone. You deserve support that feels like a good fit, and you can find the link in the description below. And until then, take care of yourself like you take care of everyone else in your life.